Hey guys, want to thank you guys a ton for being here last week. It was a great time, a great night of the Ridge, and we had a lot going on between the leader meeting and everything else that we did. So thank you guys for taking the time to be here. I will keep this video as short as possible just for your sake. Just to run through some things this upcoming week for the Ridge. We're going to have our first annual wiffle ball game. I'm hoping to do this leaders versus students, depending on how many leaders we can get. So I want to encourage you, please come out prepared to play the game. But additionally, even if you're not going to play the game, that time of structured communities for you to connect with your students, whether that's hanging out with them on the playground or having a conversation off to the side or whatever else. So please make sure you're engaging the students. As much as we love having conversations with one another, we want to push for us to grow with the students during that time. So that's just a little encouragement, as well as some exciting news for this Sunday night is we're going to have our very first worship night for the year. I'm excited that Jeff Moskoviak and the worship team is going to lead us through that. So be prepared for that. For the lesson for this Sunday night, we're going to be talking about absolute truth and relativism. This is something that our students struggle with greatly in the culture that we deal with. The idea of what is truth, and that your truth is your truth and my truth is my truth. The fact of the matter is that's not possible. If our two truths conflict, it's direct evidence that there can only be one truth, and that's absolute truth. And so we believe that God has given us absolute truth through his word, absolute truth, what he commands. That is the truth. There's nothing that can contradict that. All other things are false. And so we're going to talk a little bit about this, especially as we continue our study through the tree. Kind of the point and the focus that I'm trying to hone in on is not only identifying it, but encouraging our students to be bold in the idea that if you truly believe God is who he say he is, and if you believe in absolute truth, there's no like, oh, you do your thing and I'll do my thing. Like that's not the same thing. That's not part of the context. That's not the understanding behind what we're talking about. So it's important that we identify it first, but then also branch into kind of the topic behind it. So excited about that. Additionally, I want to give you guys some upcoming dates and awareness. So first off, October 6th, we have our we have our tailgate for this year. This is an annual thing we do. You and your life group will be responsible for putting together a tailgate, a theme, a party for the rest of the student ministry. So, for example, this can be as extravagant or as simple as you want. Maybe the back of your car is chips, and your theme is different kinds of chips, and it's Doritos and this and that and Tostitos and whatever else. Maybe you go pretty extravagant and you decide to have a Willy Wonka car. I don't know, whatever you think is extravagant, but you decorate the whole car, you have chocolate, you have all these other things going on. So that's upcoming, and we are going to put a sign-up sheet on the back of your rosters this week. So I want to encourage you, talk about it with your students at the end of life group and go, hey, what do you guys want to do? What do you think? Hey, what about this? And start getting the ideas rolling, because in 2 weeks, we're going to ask you guys to hand those in so we have an idea of what you're doing and what your car is going to look like for October 6th. And then a couple of short weeks later, October 18th and 19th, we have our first official lock-in. We're doing a lock-in this year for high school only. Just to clarify, this is for high school leaders only. Now, let me be clear, high school students only. All leaders can participate. So all leaders are more than welcome to join in, but there will be a middle school Ridge Sunday night. Now, it's not a requirement that you're there, but we'd love to have you. Most likely the times are going to be from 9 p.m. till about 8 a.m. And so we're going to be meeting at the church. We're going to lock ourselves in for the whole night. We're going to have games, activities, fun stuff like that, and probably stay up the whole night. So we'd love to have you guys here. We're excited about this. Something that's really pivotal is you guys will be please taking the time to RSVP in Planning Center. Again, that is the 18th and 19th, and I will try to send you a reminder email saying, hey, please RSVP to these two because we want to make sure that you're going to be there. I can't send out an email to the students until I have an idea of how many leaders are going to be at the lock-in, because I can't have a certain ratio. So all of that, you guys have all the information now. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you this Sunday night. Please keep up with your devotionals and reaching out to your students. I'll talk to you guys later.